Hey everybody, hey Kevin. We are going to be mostly doing organization. I mentioned in the morning it's going to be a very chill stream and that I'm probably just moving a bunch of text around. There's more to it than that, but only slightly, I think. So what I want to do is I want to come up with our roadmap for checkpoint 5 and kind of anything else that might slot into that. Hey Caleb, happy afternoon, well evening for you. Yeah, so I want to compile all of these things, all of the feedback, and all of this. And I just want to get the conclusions in one spot. Can you read my thoughts? I was just wondering whether you do an afternoon stream today. Yeah, I did a very long morning stream, Con. Also, hi. That's why it seems like it's late, but it was just I did 4 hours and 46 minutes of streaming already. So this stream, if I were to just fill out the rest of the day, would last for another 70 minutes. But let's just do this for as long as it probably needs. And if it's an hour and 10 minutes or whatever, then fine. And if it's 2 hours, that's fine, but probably not for much longer than that. Need to shift my sleep schedule, wake up at 5:30. Why? It's like a work requirement, traffic thing. Just to be able to watch the stream. Oh, advent of code. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. It's a global single time, right? If you want to be on the leaderboard. Oh, if you don't want to be on the leaderboard, you can still just do it at your leisure. Yeah. All right, so the documents we want to compile, game design revamp, battle progression, and the feedback itself, including the feedback. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing Advent of Code, but I want to do it one of these years. I think the reason that I'm not doing it this year is the same reason that I'm not doing music production right now, is that I just get into a project and I'm like, I gotta just keep working on that project. Hey, Hef. I'll be waking up at 4:30 his time to compete with me on a leaderboard. You'll never beat him. Would people be interested in a community leaderboard? I think people did that in the Discord last year, so probably, yeah. All right, so I think we need to make one more document, and this one would be public, and this would have the highest level changes here. Scala Seller. Ding, ding, ding. What is going on here? There. Stupid new shortcut. Okay, so Scala Seller checkpoint number 5 plans. I'm going to click the share button, but I don't know if it's going to show anything private. It's just stuck on loading. Yes, it does show something slightly private. Okay, anyone with the link, copy, and there. Cool. So here's the link. I'll put it in my to-do document, but I'll eventually share this with everybody. Share on Discord. Okay. All right, let's start this overview. Checkpoint number 4 of Scala Seller launched on November 22nd. Created today. It's now 3 days later, and I've had a chance to process feedback. This document highlights the biggest changes to the game. Please comment on what you think. Okay, so what are the biggest changes? I think we'll just put them in a list. Skell tree. We'll be removing the skell tree and skell points. All of the benefits that used to be there will be moved to the town hall and will cost money instead. Once unlocked, you will have those benefits forever. Yeah. I think we're in, even in terms of who came first over the last couple of years. Wow. Do you think you're going to be pulling ahead pretty soon, though? because that would be pretty cool. Okay, anything else that's in here? No. Okay, quests. Quests will remove shop quests. Did I finish this stuff? The quest thing? Conclusions, remove quests for now. You should be able to upgrade shops in the town hall, yeah. With skill points gone, we'll remove quests from the shop. You will be able to upgrade the number of item displays in a shop via the town hall. And quests, collecting items for a benefit. Yeah, I guess quests will instead exist some sort of quest hub. You'll collect some number of an item to receive a permanent stat buff for all adventurers. E.g., collect 25 swords plus 4 power. I think that's it. Shops. Game. Yeah. Oh, man. I forgot about that. Okay, we got to write that down. Oh, I already did write it down. Wow, look at that. Amazing. Okay, what other changes? Here. So, Skeletry, we already wrote about this. Move quests. Wait, what? Skeletry, there it is. Get rid of the Skeletry, put it in the town hall. Great. Move quests. You should be able to upgrade through the town hall. Sure. Conclusions. Oh boy, the enchanter. Rather than disenchant a single item to, oh man, I still feel like we got to change how you unlock the enchanter. Maybe the enchanter just starts with all of the books and you get upgrades somehow. You pay, you get all spell books, then we figure out how we want to allow for upgrades later. Yeah, that's it. Rather than disenchant a single item for a temporary buff, the enchanter will now, I don't even remember what they're going to be doing. Oh yeah, we'll now have three spells that you can manually cast. Spell number 1, add extra customers to your town temporarily. Spell number 2, add extra workers to your town temporarily. And spell number 3 is increase the item acquisition rate temporarily. Yeah, these abilities cost a new mana resource that regenerates over time. These abilities can be stacked, e.g., you can use spell number 1 3 times at once if you want. Well, if you have the mana. Okay. Cool. No change to experience points. What are the conclusions here? Add a training ground and stats. Battle feedback. These aren't checkpoint 5 plans. They're just plans. Post checkpoint 4, because we're not doing all this stuff for checkpoint 5. Probably not all for checkpoint number 5, though. Cool. community leaderboard, which I hope to be at the top of. You can be on many leaderboards, right? You don't have to pick one. Because if you don't have to pick one, I don't see a problem with like adding a leaderboard for anyone, I guess. You can only make one yourself. Okay, yeah, yeah. I think that's fine. I think it's a good system too. That way you don't have people making like 40 leaderboards. All right, battle feedback. We'll add the training ground, we'll add a historical. Currently hard to know the impact various adventurers or skills are having on battles. We'll add a training ground that you can unlock, which will let you set the parameters of a battle, e.g. number of enemies, how much damage they do, and see more detailed statistics on how your adventurers performed. The only leaderboard I want to be on is Forbes top 1,000 wealthiest. What would be your position on that leaderboard that you'd be the lowest position you'd be happy with? Not on the top 1,000, I mean, on the top like wealthiest people in the world. Because I was gonna say if you're like, how many people are there? Like nearly 8 billion at this point. If you're, person number 1 billion, I wonder what your wealth is. Is there some way to like figure? Oh, there's more than 8 billion people now. Oh wow, thought it was just less than 8 billion, but it's 8.2 billion. Wow. Top 500K. But does the 500,000th wealthiest person have like $50 million? They have, I don't know where that puts you. That's what I'm curious about. I guess really the question is like, how much money would you be happy having? And then you just figure out what number that corresponds to. But still, I'm kind of curious about the whole, what is the correspondence there? A millionaire. All I know is I failed my 2024 goal of becoming a multimillionaire. Well, you can always make it a 2025 goal. And if not then a 2026 goal. Okay, so battle feedback. I've got that listed there now. Player choice. Oh, yeah. Maximum number of adventurers. We'll try. This is experimental, but I want to try I want to try allowing up to 6 adventurers in all locations, all non-elite locations. That way you can pick the number that works best for you and have an easier time progressing through the game. One percent of the people own 50% of the wealth, right? So that gives you an idea. Yeah, I guess so. So 1% would be what, 80 million people? Yeah. Well, 800 or 82 million, I mean. 82 million. The plan is to put a more concerted effort in 2025. Got to lower that food budget, Caleb. Got to stop spending 40,000 a month on food. I was gonna be like, is he serious? How does he know Caleb's food spending habits? What would it even mean to spend 40,000 a month on food? God. That'd be like what, $1,300 a day or something on food. Your average lunch would probably cost you like $500. It was honey mayo rice. 4,000 a month on food is wild. 40K is insane. Yeah. I suspect there's someone out there in the world who's spending 40,000 a month on food. but I don't know who that would be or what that looks like. Okay, I think this is good. Next, giving items a function and progression. What did I decide here? Quests, permanent buffs, difficulties. Oh yeah, difficulty slider. Difficulty slider for instances. There will be a way to, or for locations, I should say, for battles. There will be a way to tweak the difficulty and loot multiplier for any given location or any non-elite location. E.g., you can set the forest to hard mode, which may increase the enemy level and drop more potions. 80% that goes to Private Chef. People in the top 0.25%. No, but even, okay, if you had $1 trillion, would you be spending $40,000 a month on food? I mean, at some point, you can only eat so much. So at some point, you can't really spend any more, right? Unless you're spending for multiple people, obviously, then you could spend all of the money in the world. But for one person, it's like, assuming you're not wasting the food, I guess, like, what's the most expensive restaurant in the world? And if you ate there literally every single meal, that's sort of your upper bound on how much you could spend, right? Do you include wine or no? I was just thinking food, but yeah, I guess if you're adding things onto that, it could get very expensive. Definitely have someone cook for me. Oh yeah, I'd have someone cook for me too. I think that's a given. You make $1 trillion, you're probably not making your own food unless you love it. All right, shops. I think there were pretty much no conclusions. Yeah. And that was it, right? Hey, Gazella. Isn't that going out to a restaurant? Going out to a restaurant is having someone else cook for you, but I think it's a little different in that probably we're talking about like personal chefs. Are these all the main changes? Because when I write them out like this, it doesn't seem like there are that many. Pizza on the ground is $50 max. Pizza on a private plane is probably $300. I'm totally guessing. I imagine a pizza on a private plane is included in the cost of the plane. I think if you're renting or buying a private plane, it is probably uh like, what's it called? Peanuts. It's peanuts to spend money on that plane. Okay, wow. Well, I think that's all of the main changes, unless I talked about anything else. Did I? This really puts it in perspective. I think this is good. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's the document. I'm gonna go share this in Discord, and then we're gonna start filing a bunch of tasks, I guess. I'm gonna also put this into the game design thing. Big game design changes. Yeah, I think we can just put that. Oh, what? No. Come back. There. And then maybe we might as well write that down. User experience changes. There will be bug fixes. Hopefully a crash reporter, auto saving. What are the other ones? I don't think it's worth writing every single one of these. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Right, but now imagine you're having a lot of meals while in flight because you're a super businessman. Starts to rack up on a daily basis. That becomes $4,000. 4,000 is very different from 40,000, though. That's what I was saying. Would there be a cleanup or removal phase? What do you mean, Blazes? I think around 1% of the population, 50% of the wealth is also the number of people who have greater than $1 million. Maybe in the top 1% for sure. Okay. But like I said, that's 82 million people. I wonder what being person number, 1.2 million puts you at. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna paste this into Discord. Whoops. Oh, opposite of adding stuff to the game. Yeah, we're removing some stuff. We're removing the Skell tree. We're kind of removing quests, at least in the way they existed. We're sort of removing the enchanter in the way they existed. The vault is staying, but it might get axed at some point. I don't know. Yeah. It's making sure that we've got a good oh man, I searched from Ski Dog for some reason. That was showing up there. Ha 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 ha. Okay, cool. So should I put this in game suggestions or general? Whoops, not forward. Reply. Okay, after today's planning session, I've summed up the main changes that I plan on making. Please comment. Wait, can someone tell me if you open this document up right now, and then you click the comment button, what is it? Wait, where's the comment button? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. If you just highlight text and click add comment, does it say request access to the document? Like, how does that work? Because I knew how this worked. I knew how this worked at Google. There was a way to request access. Did you? Sorry, I don't understand. My phone is talking to me. No comment button. Is there? What am I thinking of? Google Docs request access. Oh, maybe it's if you don't have view access. Oh, there's a request edit access. Is there a request comment access? Is that a thing? I don't want to give everyone comment access. I request commenter access to be able to. The only way to request only commenting would be to email. Oh, okay. Well, let's just make a thread for this then, I guess. Summed up the main changes that I plan on making. Please comment in the thread that I'll spawn off of this message with your thoughts. Whoops. I didn't actually link in the I didn't link in the document. All right, save, and now we make a thread somehow. There we go. Planned changes. Okay. Oh, they request edit access, and I can choose to make it only comments. Gotcha, free technique. Oh, I think it's fine. I think we can just talk about it in Discord. Actually, should we? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just thought about the items. What if items wouldn't disappear from the ground but can't be picked up automatically? So you need to manually move them. Wait, if they can't be picked up automatically, that would mean that your worker in the beginning of the game can't even sell the first potion on their own? Because I think I want manual movement to be something you can choose to do, but you don't have to do. And if we made it required at the beginning, I think that might be a bit tedious. Younger storage for free at the beginning. Or you get storage for free at the beginning. Can I get younger storage? I don't want the old storage. I think Puppet, what you're talking about was echoed by a bunch of people, which is it feels bad to lose items, even if there's no real loss. Like the items exist infinitely in the game. So I think we do need to do something about that, but I'm not totally sure what yet. And we're going to need to revamp a lot of the progression in the game. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. Okay, so these are the things that we have planned. Feedback and game design. This is writing a public document. So now it's just file things on GitHub. Yeah. Oh, and look through one other feedback thing on there. Let me see. There should be what? One more response? There are two more responses. I'm just going to look through this quickly. Selecting a price option above doesn't say much about what I think. I'd suggest asking the audience about the reason behind it. Found good indie games under that price, especially in sales. Okay, yeah. Got it. And then let me take a look at this. Just look around for selling a potion. Doesn't work. Another mouse for WSD. Somehow you'll have two panes with the same adventure doing it. Yeah, a bunch of people ran into that problem. We've got to figure that out. Okay. I got to process feedback number 23. So number 23 has important stuff, but I'm not going to do that right now. And I don't think anything's super important in it yet, but I do think we have to do it. Oh, Kevin's still looking at this stuff. So around 3 million people have greater than $10 million and 500,000 people have greater than 30 million. So being top 1 million will put you somewhere in between. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's quite a lot of money. Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. All right. The only other thing we need to do is think about, are we putting all of this into checkpoint 5? Am I just oh my God, I can't talk. Am I just filing issues? New milestone, checkpoint number 5, V0.5. You could totally spend it in a year. I think most people could spend any amount of money you give them. All right, milestone created. Let's go make some issues. Not sure I can find cash only numbers. Someone's only got like a $10 bill, but they have $20 million in their bank account. All right, I guess let's file some of these big ones. Get rid of the Skell tree. Okay, so remove the Skell tree from the game. Remove Skell points from the game. They're only given by quests right now. What else? Move all of the skills that used to be in the Skell tree to the town hall. Do any of them have prerequisites? I guess cloning shouldn't be a thing anymore. No, maybe it should be. I don't know, actually. I don't know what we should do. Auto battling should definitely be there. And that means that the town hall needs to be unlocked earlier, I think. Yeah, I think we need to let you unlock the town hall earlier. Maybe big properties, like an important factory complex. I see what you mean. Yeah. Or like Skelliseller at the game. Like the game's obviously worth a couple billion, but I haven't sold it yet. Make it so that you can unlock the town hall sooner in the game, probably in phase 1. Move the tip. I guess like make sure the tip still works. Make sure the tip in the tip system still works for this. These should all be to-do items. So let's go fix that. There. Anything else? Once unlocked, you have those benefits forever. The skill button doesn't even need to exist. God, this is going to be sad. I'm going to delete a lot of code. Oh, yeah, and then allow you to add shop displays via allow adding shop displays via the town hall. Or maybe just the NPC. I don't know how I want to do that. I think the town hall would make more sense, though. No, actually, I don't. I don't know. How should you add shop displays? If it's at the shopkeep, then it means that there's one more thing we've got to indicate to you that you can do. I think having an exclamation mark is fine, and then you just click them, and you could say, "Hey, I can put out another display for 100 gold. It pretty much just, it would look better as this UI though, wouldn't it? How many displays do you want? Maybe there's just a sign right there where the next display shows up. That could work. Yeah, either, I think, okay, so the way that the storeroom does this is we put a sign where the next one would go. So that's option one. I guess let's write out the options. Options for buying new shop displays. One is show a sign where the next display would go. Two is you talk to the NPC. And three is you do this at the town hall. And I guess four is some combination of the options above. Either way, talking to the NPC should tell you how to do it. Hey, if you want more slots, go to the town hall or something like that. NPCs would offer different quests for different rewards, or you can choose one of two quests. I don't think I want the NPCs to have quests, at least not like how they used to exist. The only benefit right now would be that you get more shop displays, and I think there should be a better way of doing that. Yeah. Also, the way that people typically talk about this stuff is with the 4% rule. It's generally pretty safe to take 4% out of your like savings and live off of that and not deplete your savings necessarily. So yeah, 4% would give you about 80,000, right? Why am I removing features? Hey, Syntonic. I'm removing stuff that I don't think works or could be put somewhere else. So in this case, we have the Skell tree. This took points, and you could put the points in and you could take them out. So the two key features here are it took points, not money, and you could remove the points. The town hall is practically exactly the same, but it just takes money. You buy them and you can't get rid of them. So it's a currency. You already understand how buying works in the game. There's no real reason to ever remove points from even this tree. It just didn't really make sense. So yeah, we're getting rid of this and we're just lumping it all into here. So in this case, it's kind of a merging of things. It's almost like restructuring. The other things that we were talking about though, I'm removing the quests because of a couple of reasons. Quests are, wait a sec. Got to get the item first. Okay. Quests are a way of getting a skill point, which, like I said, is now not going to be a thing anymore. So there's no reason. This is basically null. And another item display in the shop. And it's like, should we have a quest to give you another item display? Let's just let you buy the item displays, right? So we'll still use the idea of collecting items and getting a reward. We just won't do it for shops. So a lot of stuff is just kind of moving. It's not really removing it, except the Enchanter's Den is going to work totally differently. This was drag an item onto here, get a temporary buff. It's going to be instead that you just like use spells that will give you a temporary buff and it won't cost an item. So yeah, all that stuff is what's changing. All right, move skill tree, remove skill points, move all the skills to the town hall, make it so you can unlock the town hall sooner, make sure the tip and the tip system still works for this, allow adding shop displays via the town hall. Oh yeah, that's, I don't know what I wanted for that. I think via the NPC in the shop. Yeah. Make sure their dialogue doesn't contain anything about quests anymore. All right, milestone, checkpoint 5. I think I'm going to take this task because I want to make sure I've covered everything that's there. For example, excuse me, we have a skill button and then we have something that inherits from this. Oh no, skill button is the thing that inherits from skill button base. I don't think one of these isn't needed anymore, right? No, maybe that's not true. There's a skill tree used. Skill buttons, right? Yes. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is still needed. Okay, well, whatever. All right, so there's that feature. Next up, what do we have? So quests. We got to make the quest hub thing. We still need to do some design work for that. Yeah, and a difficulty slider for instances. What should be repeatable? So what is the name of the building that gives you quests? Maybe the tavern? Maybe the tavern could work. Delete skill tree by accident. Whoops. There's no way to level up. Yeah, I think the tavern. Do we have any graphics that look very tavernish? Nope. Yeah, not really. I think it's okay. We can figure something out. Hey, Sir Puffin. Yeah, a rumor or a job board. I think that could work. Yeah, I think we'll call it the tavern. Okay, so let's go make that. Make the tavern. I'm going to assign this probably to myself. Actually, I don't know about that yet. Milestone, checkpoint 5. All right, so what do we need to write for this? Quest. So there needs to be some kind of quest board. You need to be able to see, I guess, design what all of this will look like first, at least from a functional perspective, since I may not have answered all of the questions here. We need to show your current buffs granted from quests. We need to show a list of available quests. We need to show your progress on any current quests. Maybe, you know what we could do? We could maybe let you have one weapon quest, one potion quest, and one armor quest. Would that be good? Because I don't know about having infinite quests going on at once. Oh, there could just be a quest bin that has all of those things. But I do like how this renders in the world right now. Where is it? Here. And we already have a lot of this logic. I like this concept of 0 out of 3, and then you need this specific potion. You could hover over this. You could see, yeah, where you get those from or something like that. So I think that's pretty cool. But I don't want there to be a million of these signs open at once. So yeah, maybe we only say one of each. Would that be a problem? I could see players being a little miffed by that, because let's say you do a later level instance, you do something like this, and you win this fight. The loot you get from this fight alone, there are 2 different kinds of weapons, 2 different kinds of potions, and 2 different kinds of armors. So you might be like, well, I want to complete all of the quests associated with this. And you wouldn't be able to. You'd instead have to put it into your vault and be like, okay, let me save all the red potions because I'm already doing the blue potion quest. So you save these things over here, and then you have a lot of item dragging to do. And it would probably just feel tedious. But I guess the alternative, well, there are a couple of alternatives. We could allow you to do any number of quests at once and just show one deposit location. We could allow you to do one quest of each type and show a deposit for each type. I really like this system. There could be one deposit location. We just show multiple signs. We could have like maybe you have 3 ongoing quests at a time, and they could be any type. Why do we need to split it by item type? I don't think there's a reason for that. In fact, actually, they could even take place at the shops, and then we wouldn't need to do anything different. No, I think it's best to lump it all together in the same building. So we would get rid of this. I don't know where that building's going to go because now items need to be in like 10 different areas. A traveling salesman problem. I guess we could just throw it up here maybe and just have your workers walk pretty far to get to it. That's fine. I say one of each. We can make a panel or UI and not need to show in game at all times. I like the quest board though. I think that's cool. And now at a glance, you can see, wait, what are my quests? And just scroll up there and see them and then go back down. I know you could also potentially do that from over here. But yeah, I think if we're going to only have 3, I think it's fine to show 3 signs. Show you a list of available quests, progress on any current quests. You can have 1 quest of each item type at any given time. Each would have its own deposit. So when you complete a quest, what do you get? You get some reward, I guess. Maybe there could be a like recently completed quest or something in there. Maybe put it in screen next to the other menu so you can truly see it from everywhere. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I think, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, another thing that might be kind of nice is when this does hit 3 out of 3, maybe you have to click it to finish the quest. Any expectation of how many checkpoints we'll have? We will have checkpoints until we're confident with the game, I think. I would really like for this next one to be the last one, but things just don't pan out on paper the same way that they do in reality. Like there are some systems I made that I thought, oh, these are good or these are going to work. And they like sort of kind of work, but not really. I don't think the game's in bad shape, by the way. I think even with all these changes we're planning, we're going to release, there's going to be feedback, and we're going to have a bunch of work to do after that. So hopefully we know enough at that point to just release a game and have it be good, but there might be more systems we want on top of what we've already had planned. Hard to say. If you had the chance to go back and tell yourself one thing, what would it be? Just a reminder by giving yourself this information. You activated the butterfly effect and could potentially change your future. I mean, the cop-out answer is like invest in Apple or something like that, right? Invest in Bitcoin. If I had to tell myself a piece of advice, here's the problem. There's nothing future me could say to present me or past me, I guess, me from 10 years ago that would have convinced me that the advice is even worth taking. Because a lot of these things were already good advice given by other people. It's like, imagine if someone had come to you and said something like, release fast and release often. This is generally pretty good advice when you're making software. But if future you comes through a portal and your hair is on fire and you're like, release fast and release often, and then you just vanish into the air, would I have followed that advice? I don't think I would have understood. As a much less contrived, more real world example, floss your teeth is another great piece of advice that you already know what the repercussions are if you don't. And most people just still don't do it right. So I don't know if future me could tell me anything that would actually penetrate my thick skull. Is there any? Oh, wait, I already read that. Yeah. All right, what else is on here? Note, weapons give plus power. Oh yeah, change the fortitude scale. There's a hard-coded 500F somewhere. Yeah, here in stat computations. Yeah, I want to copy this line. Change the fortitude scale. Fern, how's it going? How's everybody doing from Fern's stream? Good to see you, Fern. I hope you're doing well. Hello. Actually, I guess we saw each other in CM Griffing stream on Friday. For those new to this stream, I've been working on Skeleton Seller for about 7 months, and the game is a laid-back town management game. You send adventurers to do battle, and they fight for you and earn items, and you sell the items. And it's playable now, and I launched a version on Friday. It's free to play. Type the today command. It's in itch. But we got a ton of feedback, and I compiled that feedback and bucketized it into a bunch of different categories. And now we are filing a lot of the tasks that we're going to have to do over the next couple months. That's going to hopefully make it a better game. It's written in C# and Godot. Might have been in both streams. Hey, Sir Puppet. Yeah, you're a sub for Fern, right? Hi there, we're good. Many of us already think you're cool. Wow, thanks, Raz Mason. I appreciate it. If it's not made in JavaScript, I don't want it. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's also 99% of it is in JavaScript. Played Skeletal for 3 hours. I'm glad to hear. What was for lunch? I had some pasta from the birthday party on Saturday. Okay, so stop hard coding this and make it be like 5,000 instead of 500. That way we don't have to give fractional fortitude points. I own that graphing paper shirt. I do want to do trigonometry. Yeah, sometimes I'll just sketch a circle or something or a triangle, maybe figure out the derivative of something. 36 keys. Yep. There are a lot of keys doing double duty here. So for example, this is E, but now it's 5, but now it's down. So yeah, you have a lot of layers. Gonna go relax. So tired. I'll lurk though. All right, yeah, take care, Fern. And thank you for the raid. I hope you are doing well. You only need 1 and 0. You only actually really need one key, and you can just press it a different amount of times or with different delays. And that's how Morse code worked. And you can type every letter through that. Want to program with a Guitar Hero controller? You can program with a surprising number of input devices. I myself have a certain video you might be interested in here where I typed on a piano. And you can see it's very slow. I actually did get up to about 60 words per minute, but it's not ergonomic. It doesn't sound nice. Yeah. It's a fun project though. Sound nice, you mean the notes? Yeah. A piano on its own sounds nice. Any individual note sounds nice, but when you start playing certain notes in conjunction with one another, it doesn't sound nice anymore. You're just typing on a keyboard in that video? True dat. Yeah, it's going to be dissonant. It doesn't have to be dissonant, though. That's the thing. Like, if you set up a pentatonic scale and just did it over the course of like 6 octaves, then you could type every letter in space and there wouldn't be any dissonant intervals. But it would also be way more annoying to type. This keyboard has C major 7. Armor gives plus fortitude. Potions give plus life. Which is a little weird because not all potions are even healthy potions, but whatever. All right, so change the fortitude scale. Keep track of all of the permanent buffs given out. Maybe we're just tracking completed quest IDs. And we have a way of caching the buffs since there are only 3 values. Make sure this saves and loads correctly. Apply the permanent buffs to any new battles. Yeah, Ogre Blood plus 15 HP. Poison Potion plus 15 HP. Potion of Immediate Death plus 15 HP. Anything else in here that I've forgotten? Where did that document even go? There are like a million documents I have that have Skeleseller in the title. Impossible to know which one is which. I don't know. Yeah, here, I guess. Any other things for this? Here was. Or more items each time. Oh yeah, allow for quest chains. Allow for quest chains, e.g. 25 swords, collect 75 swords, collect 150 swords. Yeah, this weird looking wooden cane that's brittle. It's already snapping. 100 power. Okay, difficulty slider for instances. That's next. Add a difficulty slider for instances. All right, how do we say this is going to work? Choose between base level, hard, and hardest or something like that. It would just increase the amount of loot you get. All right, how many levels should we have in the instance difficulty slider? Like 3? So there has to be at least 2. The first one is the base level. Then it gets harder. But do we do something like skull, 2 skulls, and then 3 skulls? No, I think a skull. No, I think it'd be 1 skull and 2 skulls and 0 skulls. Yeah. Or 0, 1, and 3. Anyway, the point is, would 3 different ones be a good idea? Or should it be more? I guess there could be 2. There could just be something like a hard mode checkbox. Just increases level of the instance and increases loot given. I think having a slider is a good idea, though. Gonna still have infinite for the elites? If so, 3 seems few for the regular ones. I mean, look, even the elites, it's not really infinite. It's unbounded, but it's not. It's like theoretically unbounded, but in practice, it's not unbounded. In practice, it's probably going to cap out at like 10. And you don't get to pick at any time. When you've beaten 1, you have to do 2, and then you have to do 3, and then you have to do 4, and there's no going back to 1, for example. So I don't think the number of levels in the boss dungeons should affect how many levels there are in the non-boss dungeons. With that said, it feels like 3 is probably a good pick. It's like spiciness levels. Do I have a pepper shortcut? No. I don't ever type peppers. Yeah. All right, I would like 4 spiciness on my dungeon, please. I say 7 levels sounds about right. All right, I think... Actually, I guess the forest... I didn't think about this. The forest has more room for there to be like a scale here, right? The forest 1 is level 1. Forest 2 could be level 3, let's say. Forest 3 could be level 5. And you're still not at the maximum adventure level. So the forest could actually have more than the other ones. But the later instances, if you unlock the Inferno and it's level 7 to begin with, how do you have a hard mode Inferno? I guess it just takes more adventurers. Yeah, actually, that's kind of interesting. It could just take more adventurers. Huh. I like it. Yeah, then I like this. I like this idea. Yeah, we'll do 3 levels. There should be 3 levels for each instance. Or 3 difficulties. Each difficulty should add roughly 2 levels to the instance. For later instances, this could be a touch lower. No, it shouldn't be. Even for later instances. People may like the challenge. When at a higher level, increase enemy stats. When at a higher level, I shouldn't say level, difficulty. A higher difficulty, increase enemy stats. And when at a higher difficulty, increase loot multiplier. Now this is where things get a little difficult. We said it was going to be a chance to roll loot multiple times, I think. Something like that. Because Kevin had a suggestion about this, and I forgot what it was. But I originally said something like, oh, you only get 1 potion. So granting 2 potions is like granting a 100% buff. Should be different instances in code that'll let us customize them better, unlike currently with elites. Just have an instance group ID or to show them in the UI. I do not follow. Different instances in code. Let's customize them better, unlike currently with elites. I don't follow. Sorry. Would you also add a random resistance or bonus on higher levels? I don't think so, to be honest. Maybe what we could do is add some abilities for the enemies. So maybe in level 1, they're just attacking, and in level 2, they do an area of effect. I would be okay with that, I think. But I don't want to add resistances and stuff, because that's a mechanical change in the game. Consider that we could grant different abilities when on a higher difficulty. E.g., the bats gain poison. And what other monsters do we have? I don't know, the Grims get AoE or something like that. The hard forest should be a complete different instance, so we can set different enemies and party requirements with the current system we have, instead of scaling the current force somehow. Not sure if that makes more sense. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Okay. These could be represented in the game via different instance IDs. That way we don't have to rely on formulas to scale the instances. Anything else we need to do here? Difficulty, higher difficulty, increase enemy stats. We should grant different abilities on a higher difficulty. Multiplier. No, I think that's pretty much it. Going to play on trick or treat mode instead of bone rattling or grim reaper mode. No challenge for me, please. You know, even on the higher difficulties, there still probably won't be much of a challenge, because you can just out level the locations. Where's Darkstorm? I'm not sure where Darkstorm is. Is he in chat? No, strange. Test and decided whether we like the map prototype, since that will influence the UI aspect. I do like it. Where is it? I closed it. Also, hey, Hongsu. This, yeah. Yeah, for those who didn't see this earlier, this is what Kevin mocked up here. Well, I guess I'll be covering it if I maximize it, so I'm going to not cover it. But this is a map of where the locations are, so you can tell roughly how far you've progressed and how much more there is to go. And you'd be able to see what loot you get from each of these locations, which is also really nice. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good change. Okay, enchanter changes. This is such a daunting set of problems, because I remember what it was like in the last 2 months. I did the same process, right? I was like, oh, hey, let's do this. And then I'd get to this issue and I'd tackle it. And I look at this right now and I'm like, you know what? This might take like a day, depending on what other UI we've already done. If we haven't done this UI, it will probably take a lot longer. But if we have done it, then yeah, maybe this takes a day. But then I read through this sort of thing and I'm like, this is going to take 3 days. And 3 days is how much I stream in a week. So I think we need to either increase the amount of time I'm streaming or working, or spend longer on the project. I don't know, but I am not feeling great about that. Or whatever, we'll figure it out. All right, so new issue. Revamp the enchanter. I'm going to copy paste all this in here. Okay, so unlocking the enchanter will, I guess, like change the enchanter scene to have 3 spell books and 3 gray crystals. Make it so that clicking a spell book activates. Oh man. What happens if you click a spell book and none of the crystals are empty? I guess you have to just wait. Corresponding spell. Ensure you have an empty crystal. Ensure you have enough mana. 3 spell books, 3 gray crystals, and the mana crystal. Hire some freelancers. I think some of this stuff is probably easy enough to just kind of get someone to work on. Like fixing some of these bugs are targeted enough, but in general, I think if I were to onboard more people, I need to spend some time properly onboarding them. Adventurers maxed out. Phew. So you have enough mana. Then light up one of the gray crystals and decrease mana from the mana crystal. Polish. Animate the mana crystal depleting as you spend mana. That's right, Mr. Evil Rex. It's all on how you approach tasks. And then provide the effects of the spell. We're going to need to save and load all of this. So there are 3 spells. Spell number 1, customers. Spell number 2, workers. Spell number 3, that. All right, anything else? Oh yeah, delete the crystal from battle. Delete the enchanter crystal from battles, since it doesn't matter there. Tisk, tisk, tisk. And show a tooltip when hovering over any of this stuff. Change the enchanter's dialogue so that they explain this new system. Oh yeah. Make mana regenerate. It may make sense to have mana start at, what'd I say? Like 200, and each ability costs 100. That way you can see discrete mana and not fractional mana. Anything else? Animate the mana crystal. There are 2 ways we could do that, actually. I was just thinking about this. We have that rainbow mana crystal thing here. We could have this just fill up from bottom to top, like how we kind of have it going the opposite direction right now in the game. If you do this and then speed this up, it'll be very obvious. This is depleting. But we could make the mana one increase. So that's one way we could do it. The other way we could do it is every time it fills up, we give you a mana crystal, which represents 1 ability usage. But I don't think I like that as much, because that means that the 3rd time it fills up, it's going to... No, I don't like that. Yeah, never mind. I don't care. Make it cost 101. I mean, that wouldn't matter too much. You just wait the extra half second. Yeah, and then hovering over this still needs to tell you your buffs. Show tooltip when hovering over any of this stuff. It should show your mana and any current buffs that you have. Yeah. Maybe when you cast the spell, the customers just are created there. Consider creating the customers right there at the enchanter to make it obvious that your spell had an effect. Yeah. All right. I think I like that. Is that the whole enchanter? Do we have anything else? Oh yeah, the enchanter needs to tell you, including telling you about stacking effects. Abilities don't have a cooldown. Allow you to unlock this after the first boss or maybe even earlier. I'll write this as a task, sure. Allow for upgrading abilities at some point. Yeah, there, done. Heading back home now. Got a long drive ahead of me. Take care. All right, take care. Who cares? Have a good long drive. Elite maps at rank 5. Are they doable further? Yeah, I think Thel's got them higher up. Let me see what he said earlier. Yeah. He said, I got to 6 or 7 on the ogre and 5 to 6 on the dragon, which is pretty good. Hey, Tom. I always wanted to make a game and I've been thinking about starting a small project to learn. Graphic side of things is what I'm most worried about. Do you make your own sprites or use Blender for 3D stuff? I do neither. So I don't think you have to worry about this too much. I've got the credits here. A lot of what was made by Quickie Joe, who's working on the project directly, but it started out with just assets that were used. So I bought the Super Retro World graphics here. This was all of these different packs for 50 bucks and gave me a bunch of stuff to work with. But I can't fill in the blanks because I don't have that sort of artistic skill. So that's where Quickie Joe came in. Quickie Joe did a lot of stuff now. When I was talking about this like a month into the game, I'm like, it's mostly the asset pack, and Quickie Joe's done a couple of things, but now it's like it's mostly Quickie Joe stuff, I'd say. He did all the adventurers, so all of these characters were custom made for the game. The list goes on. There's a ton of stuff. Monsters, like any icons we needed. Every single thing in this folder was made by him. And I love it. It's all great. But if I did not have the help of Quickie Joe, I would probably, well, I'd probably have hired somebody else, but I'd probably consider like, what does an asset pack let me do? So in this case, for example, here are the assets we had. So it's like, okay, this is for a shop. What can you sell in this shop? Well, what do you have assets for? We got some fish, some meat, some fruits, some potions, some crystals, books, and that's it. So if you're like, oh, I want to sell swords, there are no swords here other than that one icon. So you probably would need other graphics, and so there's plenty of assets out there. There are some are free, some cost money. Usually the ones that cost money don't cost a ton of money. If you're ever paying more than like $5 or $10 for an individual asset pack for something, it's probably too much. But yeah, I suggest just taking a look at itch and clicking, I can never find this, game assets. And then just take a look at some of this stuff. So this, for example, says 20,000 RPG assets. Hey, BBB, how's it going? Bald bearded builder. This says name your own price too. Actually, that's incredible. That is incredible. I might go get this myself later. Let me write that down because this could be very, very useful. There's like 400 hamburgers in this pack. How was your stream today? I'm guessing you were doing co-working, Bald Bearded Builder? Actually, let me just write this down for tomorrow. Tuesday, get this asset pack. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and welcome in anybody. This is essentially a co-working stream at this point because I am still chatting and interacting, but I'm mostly just filing some tasks that I have. We just launched version 0.4 on Friday of Skeleseller. And for those who haven't seen the game, a super quick overview is you do battles, you earn items, you sell those items in your town, and you use the money you get to upgrade your adventures in your town. and we got a lot of feedback, and there are a lot of changes to make, and we're just organizing what those changes are. Yeah, anyway, I wish you luck, Tom. I think it is great to get into game dev. I think it has never been easier. There are so many resources out there. The engines do so much for you. You can basically start and just kind of mess around and make a quick game in not very much time if you already know how to code. And if you don't know how to code, it's not a terribly long amount of time, but it is definitely longer. The 20K version is $20. Oh, I see. There's still 1,200 assets. I mean, that is a lot. The 20K version though, man, where did I just put that thing? I looked at the background here and I just saw, oh, I guess there were no hamburgers. They look like hamburgers to me. What did I think looked like a hamburger? Also, now I see that they're just tiled anyway. That's a pretty smart marketing gimmick. Anyway, yeah. I wonder if they just bundled in the color variants, because I was going to say this is really one asset, but it looks like it's 12. Same thing with this. Also, these look like they were just hue shifts in a Photoshop program. They weren't like manually chosen colors. It looks like they just chose the color cycle thing. Yeah, they might have done that with everything, which is fine. Hey, I mean, even if you pay $20 for 2,000 unique assets, that's still pretty good. Oh, wait, is this everything? Oh, I see. Yeah. So there aren't that many unique ones. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's not a crazy amount. Looks like a filter from Pixel Composer. It might be. I was going to say, it looks to me like if I just selected everything here and went to colors, hue, chroma, and then just change the chroma here, or not that one, sorry. Change the other one, the hue. It looks like just doing that for a lot of those items, which is a nice effect for some things. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did that for these crystals. I'm not sure. C# for most game engines. Oh, sorry, I missed your last message. I'm familiar with web dev. I can code in JavaScript and TypeScript to make web and native apps. I've always wanted to learn game dev. I think I'll start a little side project. Unity is typically C#. Godot is, I'd say, primarily GDScript, but you can use C# like I'm doing. Unreal is going to be C++. There are a lot of other game engines out there, and there are some web ones. If you want, you can look into something like Phaser game engine. That's a web-based game engine, and you can use JavaScript or TypeScript with this. And then you can just deploy right to the web too if you want. It's C++ feels really close to C#. Hey, Smash. 1,500 recolors, yeah. Well, it's less enticing, but probably still worth downloading. I do use Bing, yeah. I have a Y Bing command. How many people ask about it? All right, so that's revamp the enchanter. What's next? Experience points we said we're not doing anything about. Were there any conclusions from this? Yeah, there weren't. All right, player choice. What's this? Feedback, the training ground. So code the training ground, I guess. And then allow sending more adventurers in each location. All right, add the training ground. I guess if we're going to put this in here, I should delete it from over here. Search for dummy. Yeah, just get rid of this. Copy markdown and put it over here. Okay, so add the training ground. This can be off in the middle of nowhere on the map because you don't need workers to access it. Oh, I guess adventurers will still go through the portal. Okay. Maybe they shouldn't even have to do that. I don't know. Free your personal searches and whatnot are being sold. Depends if the person cares about that stuff or not. Well, the way I looked at it is back then, I don't think DuckDuckGo was even a thing. So it was pretty much just, am I going to use Google or Bing? And it was like, well, if I'm going to do the searches anyway, am I going to get paid for it or not? So I thought I might as well get paid for it. And I think since I started, I've probably gotten like $400 or $500. It works out to be about $50 a year. So It's not great money, but it's also free money, so you might as well, right? Now I realize there is more of a trade-off because there are more search engines, but back then that wasn't really the case. All right, this can be off in the middle of nowhere. Workers don't need to access it. Yeah, so clicking. Are there target dummies in the asset pack? I kind of doubt it. Oh, there's this. That kind of works. The marketplace has a mannequin that can act as a target dummy, either for battles. It doesn't really need to be for battles or just for decoration. Okay, so there's got to be some UI. Make a UI that you can spawn from the training ground that will let you customize the battle that you enter. You should be able to choose how many enemies there are, how much life they have, how much damage they do. Yeah. When winning a fight, don't grant loot and always show battle stats. And then eventually we should code the more detailed battle stats. How much life, at least how much damage you do, should be easy enough to create the here. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. This doesn't need to be a checkpoint 5 feature, but I'm going to add it for checkpoint 5. I think it's okay. Yeah, now it'll be like a GPT search. Yeah, I think a lot of people use that. Wasn't there a search engine Find? Yeah, AI-based search. I don't tend to use AI outside of just coding autocomplete. Every once in a while, you'll see me load it up on stream to ask it, hey, what should I call this thing? Or what's some flavor text for an item or something. But yeah, I don't use it for search a whole lot. I don't usually use it for problem solving a whole lot. Should probably give it more of a shot. Okay, so that's done. Next is, well, I should probably write more detailed / historical battle stats. You still haven't tried AI at all? Or just like an AI-based search? Don't ask it to count letters. Don't ask it to solve a Wordle. Allow for up to 6. Change the UI to have an error. Yeah. To 6 adventurers at each location. 6 was chosen. 6 adventurers in each, I guess, non-elite location. Because the UI doesn't get too wide when you start a battle with that many adventurers. 7 could even potentially work. What else? Make sure the error on having too many adventurers is clear, and remove the party size column from the instance list. We could make it clear through the error message that elite instances have a lower maximum. Yeah, no AI at all. Is there a particular reason for that? Because I was going to say, I think AI is very useful. And I think that people have found a surprising amount of uses for it, whether it's image creation or music creation, coding, just ideation, and probably a bunch of other things, just having a conversation if you want to. Yeah. I find it saves me a lot of time with coding boilerplate stuff. Okay, that one's good. This one is done. This is done. And that was everything there. So have I made issues for everything at this point? Skeltree, yes. Quest, yes. Enchanter, yes. Battle feedback, yep, yep, yep. And not that yet. Okay. So now we just have to go through all of the feedback. Oh, man. Yeah, the work never ends. So this is all finished, right? I can just ditch these documents now. I don't think there's anything still here. Too quick. Skeltree versus Town Hall. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Don't think the tech is there yet. Not willing to pay for Copilot coding. I will say I use ChatGPT sometimes, and it's free. And they even let you use their better model for a limited amount of time. And then you run out of tokens or something. But yeah, I think it's surprisingly good. And like I said, as an example of where I used it, and I didn't use it for everything in here, but I was like, hey, I'm making a game. I have items. There's flavor text. So I'm going to give you the name of an item, and I want you to come up with flavor text. And it gave me a bunch of ideas. And then I riffed on those ideas. So it's not like it came up with all of these just copy pasted, but it gave me some ideas. And it's like, for you as a human to do this task, like item number 132, what's the flavor text? Item number 133, what's the flavor text? It would be really tedious. All right. So this would be solved by what Kevin did over here. Let me read the rest of this. Tries to solve some issues and annoyances people had, separating between these things, not being able to see current progression, find items, also add some flavor. Yeah. Wait, what? This is... Where's the mouse over stuff? Must all be in here with a tooltip on hover, tooltip on parent or whatever. Tooltip on parent. Yep. I am so glad I made that scene. It's such a great thing. Yeah, I think this is worth doing. I think we need to figure out how we're going to do the overworld thing. Let me go find that. Where is it? Overworld. I don't think there are a lot of graphics in here, so I don't think this is going to help. Yeah. There just really isn't. We could talk to Quickie Joe about making some of these. I don't even think it'd be that much to do, because these are all like the super zoomed out graphics. In fact, let's go find, where is this? Super Retro World. Wait, it's on Steam? Okay, well, let's just search for itch. Where's the, here it is, Overworld. I wanted to just see what some of their example graphics were. So I'm gonna, actually, I guess we just load them up like this. Yeah. I could see this working, but yeah, we would need to add in, a little bit extra here. I do like the clouds and stuff. There are sunbeams in all of these, but there's no graphic, right? I know you can just lighten things. Yeah. This is not bad. Yeah, it's definitely not bad. It's just like, what would we do for a volcano, for example? We don't have a volcano graphic. And what would we do for, I don't know. Yeah, we'd have to figure some things out. Like the crypt, we probably want some tombstones or something. See that point of view? Just haven't been in a scenario where it helped. He's in Power Automate OS 365 workflow engine. I see. Yeah. Well, I would urge you to give it a shot in, let's say, 6 months or 12 months. I think the tech is getting better. And I still think that it doesn't need to complete a scenario for you necessarily. It just needs to get you, let's say, 30% or 60% of the way there. And that can already be a huge savings. It's like if I just press enter on this line. Okay, maybe a curly brace. Okay, for whatever reason, it's not suggesting anything. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it was just taking a long time. It recommended something, right? And it's like if I were filling out a new blob here, this might be a good little bit of boilerplate just to fill it out. And that way I can tweak these values. Not have to copy paste. Or I could just say like, make me a, whatever, a marsh area. Okay, well, I think this is good. I think we basically need to take this and turn this into a full UI. Revamp the, oh, we already had this, didn't we? Revamp start instance. Consider that start instance should not have start battle at all. It should let you pick where you're fighting. Once you close it, it can change repeat button to start. Show adventure level in it. Closing the UI can also restore auto battle setting. I don't know. I am not going to spend the time doing this. Yeah, I got to put a lot of thought into this. I don't think we'll do this stuff now. I'm going to file this at some point. And maybe that just serves as our to-do list for this. We go through this and we just tackle this. But yeah. File these issues on GitHub. This is done. Let's drop an item, Max Adventure, shops. I didn't disappear until you hit the item limit. I don't think I want to do that. Could be interesting for your town hall to be how you build everything. It could be a perk for potion shop. Oh, did we ever write that down? I don't think we did. Oh, I did. I said that you get your upgrades through the town hall. Where is that? Quest. What? Did I not do this? Displays? I guess it's all in here. Yeah, allow adding shop displays. Make sure their dialogue doesn't contain anything about quests anymore. Okay, fine. All right, let's fill out the journal. Did a lot of game design for Checkpoint 5 and possibly beyond. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. UX and remaining systems for progression. Yeah. So the remaining things would be music and then maybe Animal Royale changes. Maybe we do this on Friday. The music stuff, I want to finish this track for sure within the next 2 months. It doesn't have to be this week. But if I'm going to make any amount of music for the game, I've got to produce probably at least like 1 track per month. Or else I'm going to be cramming it all into like 1 track per week and then doing nothing but music creation. Friday Royale. I think it would make sense. Maybe Wednesday's music stuff. Tomorrow's going to be the vlog. Although I don't even know what I'm going to say. I did the first vlog and it's not like it got a bunch of views or anything. Where is it? Yeah, 325. And as a result, I'm not even really sure it makes sense to do another vlog. It's like if only your current audience is seeing this anyway, and my current audience is already kind of saturated on knowing about Skelliseller and playing it, then does it make sense to make another one tomorrow? And I think if I had enough to say, then I probably should. I could at least talk about, hey, here are the updates. You know what I think it is? I think this is more for archiving than for marketing, and I should treat it that way. I know we'll always have the streams, but it's nice to have it in one condensed video. How long was that video? 3 minutes and 53 seconds? Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably keep it roughly the same. And I'll probably just cover mostly like what are the changes that we went through. So this has been launched. Yeah, primary goal, get people to say I want more of this game and not I want changes to this game. Well, that goal is not met. Yeah. And the primary goal for the next checkpoint is going to be improve the user experience and test some big game design changes. Oh, these already have issues. We got to put these in checkpoint 5. Autosave definitely has to be there. Sprite bleed problem. Auto exception logger, fix crashes, change the font. Oh, that was Quickie Joe's commit that was done. Game design changes. Yeah. And for the future generations, what was that about? Sorry, Velazquez. I am not running my context engine in my brain right now. So everything's just in one ear and out the other. I guess we'll sum these up, right? It's not that hard. Okay, so merge Skelltree and Town Hall. Change quests so that they grant permanent stat buffs in battle. Change enchanter so that there are manually used spells. Add the training ground. No, this is stupid. The training ground is not something people are gonna go use. they're just not in checkpoint number 5. I think it's a fun idea. I think we should add it eventually. I don't think it's happening in checkpoint 5 though. I'm gonna go delete that. Oh, well, not delete it from here, but just add it to a whenever kind of thing. I don't see people using the training ground for checkpoint 5. I think they just want more detailed stats from battles. Oh, right. Yeah, got it. Yeah, the vlog. Yeah, I agree. A friend of mine tried the game, was pretty annoyed when it crashed for him and he hadn't saved. Yeah, I know. I don't think a crash is even going to be like if it auto saves, I think it is going to be less friction. I think it'll be delightful when you realize, oh, at least it saved my game. But yeah, the game ideally just shouldn't be crashing. We have got to figure out why that's happening. All right, what else do I have on that list? Change enchanters so that there are manually used spells. Yeah, no to the training ground. Increase maximum number of adventures. Non-elite location. Just make it crash all the time. Add a difficulty slider for battles. And address UX, yeah. All right, well, let's see. Days until January 17th. 53. That's a tiny number. We need it to be a large number. And that's only 0.15 years. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, 2026, new target. Yeah, we're done with this. I gotta clean up this list at some point. There we go. So Wednesday music. You know what? I don't know. I just don't feel like this is worth streaming. I don't think it'll ever be interesting. I don't think I'm gonna benefit from it too much. I'll just play the music when I'm done. I think we'll do Animal Royale on Wednesday. Yeah. After November 29th, fix things and push incremental builds. Ask for feedback for anything important. Yeah. This represents a big change from what we've normally done. Normally, I wait 2 months and then push one build. I think what we're going to do is push maybe weekly builds, and people can try out some of the changes as they happen. It's going to probably decrease the feedback we get for Checkpoint 5. Going to be any Easter eggs for the final version, like hidden baby slimes? There might be. I think as a streamer, it's kind of hard to add Easter eggs to your game because you streamed the adding of the Easter eggs. So then everyone's already going to know about it to begin with. I think they're going to be little things. One of the things I'd like to do is add apples to trees, and clicking them just gives you like 1 gold. And it'd be the kind of thing that if you know about it at the beginning of the game, you could click it. But if you don't know about it, you're probably just not going to randomly click trees. So those are the kinds of things. It's not really an Easter egg. I guess one of the Easter eggs that's already in the game is that I exist in the game. We need other rare customers at some point too. Like having had all the Easter eggs. Yep, sounds like a plan. Yeah, so we'll work on Animal Royale on Wednesday. I think it'll be fun. Look, I gotta say, the 2 months leading up to launch were the last launch were a ton of work. We got so much done. If you look at my journal, it's just Skeleseller in every single entry. And then every once in a while, I did something slightly different. Mentoring, interview. Yeah. But just lots of work. And that's what the next month and a half, 2 months, that's what it's going to look like as well. And ideally, we're working on the highest priority stuff and that people care about this. And yeah, we'll just keep seeing. Just disable them so that they're Easter eggs for me too. I don't even review the PRs. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Oh man, I hate the process of finding people to raid now. There's some like raid UI, isn't there? Twitch, find someone to raid. I thought there was. Maybe you access it from the dashboard? Raid channel? Oh yeah, there it is. Can I see people I have not raided yet? I can't? Huh. Can't even do this. Okay, well, let's raid this person. I don't even know who this person is because the thumbnail is so tiny. How do I click their stream? What is this UI? Where's the raid button? Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna raid this person. Oh man. All right, so let's go say hi. I'm not gonna hang out for too long because I have a bunch of stuff to do. But thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're gonna do something totally different and hopefully focus on Animal Royale, which is a game I haven't touched in 4 years. And that's gonna be a hoot because I don't even know how to run it on Mac or do anything. So yeah, I will hopefully see you all then. Take care. See ya.